morning, good afternoon, good day, whenever you watch this during your time. Welcome to URC Chumps podcast. We got Dara back after his Italian holiday, vacation, sabbatical. And we got Jacques, who seems a bit blue for wear. Jacques, I got a problem with your team, which we'll get into a little bit later. I was glad they won, but the way they won. But anyway, we'll get that. Dara, how was Italy? I think it was 4 days if I saw your status.
Yeah, I was there for 4 days. Quite good. Enjoyed it. Got a bit of sunshine in, 20
Sorry
odd
for my
degrees,
cat.
which is 20 odd degrees, which for a paddy is the equivalent of about 50 degrees for ye. Uh, Warm,
Sorry, I'm
I have
laughing at
slight
my.
tan.
I was laughing at my cat's ass in the middle.
Yeah,
uh, but
and
isn't
I
it like
have
a nice summer's day for you? 20 degrees. I mean, we did bring that up in one of our other
very nice.
podcasts.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually have to wear sun cream and like lots of it. And also, I have a printed out Polaroid photo of me and my mates, which my girlfriend isn't happy about because I have no photos of her in my bedroom. But yeah,
Uh, yeah.
that hasn't
And
gone down
Jacques,
well.
did you get burnt in your weather this weekend while refereeing, even though I heard you were a bit late?
Apparently, it was
I was
raining, although it was 35 degrees out.
it was not raining. I was late. Not late for the match. Usually I've got my routine that I get to a game an hour before the time, check the fields, make sure that everything is ready. And I had to wait for one of our fellow referees, which did not pitch up. So I couldn't leave in time. So I was about 20, 25 minutes late, where he had the audacity to phone me while I was in Vryheid, which is 110 kilometers away. I must come and pick him up now,
Wait, what?
which did
Reasonable,
not happen. Yeah,
reasonable request
don't
if you ask
worry.
me. I think you should have
But
went and
don't
collected
worry,
him.
it didn't happen. No, I did not fetch him.
That is a disgrace. Just like the result
Anyway,
the Sharks gave the Lions. I was expecting more.
I was expecting a loss.
To
So
be honest,
I was
everything
ex-
is
if I
good.
was Jacques, I was expecting a lot less. I'd be delighted if I was Jacques.
to be honest, I was actually expecting the Sharks to win, but at least with more than 7 points.
Three
Unfortunately,
points.
yeah, it was 3 points, but I was hoping for more than that. I mean, we look at that.
I was expecting a draw, personally.
I was not. The problem is with the
Draw would
draw,
have been
even with the
great.
You're
draw.
funny.
A draw would have been great because it would have helped Munster out. It would have kept us close to Sharks and it would have screwed over the Stormers. Why couldn't they
Yeah,
kick one more penalty? One drop
the thing
goal.
is, it's still screwed over the Stormers. The fact that now the Lions are sitting on 29, not 28, and then the negative points difference would have helped. Now they're 29, even if they are negative points difference. Flipping out, Sharks going to do one thing right. In the Shark
The
Tank, they could
Stormer.
have.
We, Jack, me and you need to make a side channel to this and just upload the Stormers are the fourth franchise of South Africa and spend 5 minutes just with a laughing sequence in the background. Because I think that'd be hilarious.
Wait, time. Do you know, according to stats, Stormers was the best, what you call it, Super Rugby franchise in South Africa in
The
percentage
only
of winning.
the only stat I care about is this season's league table, and I can't see you unless I accept cookies.
However, if you really want to rub salt into Jacques' wound, we just have to mention Brian Abana.
Oh no. Oh
What was
yes.
that?
Now I get it. Now
78
I
minutes
understand it.
sidestep the whole
I
team
remember.
under the
I've
poles.
seen that try. I've seen that try.
I
That's
actually
such. Oh,
after that game, I met up with Steven Sykes, and I asked him how did it feel when Brian Abana just jogged there around you. I was not a very popular man in the bar that night.
I can
Don't
believe
worry,
Obviously,
you
I
can
was laughing about it.
You could just mention to Kirby, John Hatnett try in the 77th minute of the URC final in Cape Town, because I think that's a fairly similar one.
Fair, but that was Super Rugby. This is still early days. Sharks will have their day before Munster. Oh wait, Munster's already done it. My bad.
Yeah. Only the cool kids have won the URC. Leinster. Leinster haven't won it.
I mean, even the Bulls came closer than the Sharks twice.
Yeah, but didn't they battle the final at home to Glasgow?
Yeah, it doesn't matter
We love
even if
Glasgow,
it's at
by the way.
altitude or
We love Glasgow, by the way. Glasgow, great team. Yes, great team. But at home, with the Glasgow having a week to travel down, and they still lost. So
You just have to say Glasgow, woo, because your girlfriend's a Glasgow fan, isn't she?
yes, she is.
But don't you do that for the Bulls?
He was crying today. He was crying. I was actually in Tenerife that day. Thank the Lord I was in Tenerife that day.
But did you hear last week's episode, Dara, how he was saying that his future father-in-law was giving him grief because wait, the Lions beat the Sharks. Okay, though it was at Ellis Park.
Yes,
so
I did see that.
He sent me a message just saying sorry. And I said, well, I didn't watch it. I was reffing. And he said, all I'm saying is sorry. So what did I do? I did the exact same thing this week. I just said sorry.
You should have said sorry or Yama or...
Let's see. I can't remember exactly what I did say. Let's see.
And
just sorry, Wim. And he
sister.
said, thank you. And he said he couldn't watch. He's going to watch the highlights. And I said,
so he watched his game beat and then he didn't watch. No, to be honest, this weekend I didn't really watch because they were doing electrical maintenance, so I didn't have power this weekend. I was powerless.
Not nice.
Not nice, especially when we also had load shedding. So it's load shedding. Back on. Yeah, let's get everything done. Let's do something. Come back. No power. Really? It only came on late.
Welcome
Sunday.
to South Africa.
Don't worry, lads. It could be worse. You could be at Pints this weekend because it is Paddy's weekend, in fact.
But doesn't that make you Irish guys a little bit more happier?
We're always miserable, trust me.
Yeah. But talking about being miserable, that is a great time to bring up what actually happened in the Six Nations. And we shall actually finish off with what was the game we need to talk about, which was the first game. But Wales did not too badly up against Scotland. I mean, they lost by 2 tries, but at least it looks like they're on the upward trajectory, which is what we really want. And I'll bring up a point later what I think they should do in the mid-year tour. England against Italy, which was a bit of a back and forth, but then England just decided to go into a different gear and actually take on the game. Then the game that was very, very, very close to up until halftime, when then the discipline and their ill discipline of a team wearing green let down the team and allowed France to run away. Allez!
So, welcome, your new Scottish representative of the URC Chumps here. How are we all? I've always been a proud Edinburgh man myself. Born and bred.
Scottish man with an Irish accent. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's a weird one, really. You know, like some of these
No,
things,
no.
they just happen.
If he is a true Scottishman, he needs a South African surname like a Van der Merwe or a Skuman or a
Oh
Steyn.
yeah, sure. Sure. You knew my name was Dara Davis back in the day. So that's on my passport. So
Dara de Villiers.
that's a good one. Dara de Villiers.
DDV.
But yeah, that wasn't fun. That wasn't a fun watch. I had probably nearly been kicked out of Rome Airport the night before while watching the under-20s get hammered by France and go, we might beat France because, as retribution for having my flight delayed by 2 hours and shouting inside of a restaurant in one of the biggest airports in Europe and to a bunch of onlookers looking at me like I had two heads. And at halftime, it was kind
the
of
Irish
close.
do have big heads. They have big egos.
Now you're hardly talking from all the way down there. And at halftime, France had the one try. Obviously, they had one disallowed as well in the first half. The game was close. Ireland should have scored in the first 20 minutes. They spent the first 20 minutes with the ball. I think France had 10% possession at the 20th minute.
But
and we didn't score.
The highlights that I watched, I was sitting there going, look, I've seen this defense somewhere. And that is the South African defense. That is basically a Felix Jones setup. There was the
Sean
fast
Edwards.
players that were...
Sean Edwards, who's France's defence coach, pioneered that rush defence before Felix Jones did.
But Felix Jones sorted it out.
But that's Sean Edwards. Like, he was Wales' defensive coach when they were at their best under Gatland, and he very rarely scored many tries against Wales. That was like an S performance of that. I know we got 2 tries late on when France had given up, had a yellow card, but for that 25 minutes in the second half, where France just flicked the switch and played the jouet, Serge Blanco, champagne rugby, scoring and running from everywhere. It wasn't even the power game. Like, the 7-1 bench did work, but it wasn't that. It's the fact that backs get the ball, they seem to crash over the game line, make runs in behind. The kicking game, they got on top. And as I said, they couldn't let us get near their ball in the second half in terms of at the ruck, at the line out, at the scrum. Just held onto the ball and seemed like they were going to score every single time they got it. And
but what I will say,
more often than not, they did.
What I will say, half of the teams wearing blue. The 12, the 13, and the 15 were probably the strongest players that they had on the field.
Yeah, well,
I'm talking about Italy. I'm talking about Scotland. I'm talking about France. Their midfield and their fullbacks were doing phenomenal runs, whether you like to admit it or not.
France, you have to include their wingers in that, don't you? Pierre is an absolute gem. He's so quick. He's so hard. No, there's very few rugby players. Will Jordan, I would say, would be as quick as him.
Hugh Jones.
Other than that,
did you see Hugh Jones run before Jordan scored the try for Scotland? I think it was the first try.
Yes.
That pace that Hugh Jones had there.
Yeah, Hugh Jones is. I don't think he's. Maybe Will Jordan. Maybe Hartley Aronson, and genuinely can't think of anyone else. That guy is rapid. And Penno, just with his rugby intellect, he's the intellect of a very well-rounded 12 or a fly half. That guy's always in the right position, especially when BABRA kicked it across his own 22 in the first half. And nearly gave up a try because he cross-feed kicked it behind Penno, but Penno got it away. But yeah, France is like everything about France. Their back row is exceptional. Cross is such a nuisance. Aldred is one of the most all-rounded players in the world at the minute. And
Aldred,
of
I think,
course,
he's probably, for me, one of the players that's putting up his hands for Player of the Year already, from what he's done this year. I'm talking about just this year alone.
But I mean, if you're talking about best 8 in the world, it's him or Ardy Stabé, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but Aldred he's played amazingly. The games that I've watched him play right now, I think he's definitely putting his hand up for Player of the Year. And yeah, that's my honest opinion about him. As much as I hate the fact that I have to say someone in a different hemisphere is going to be Player of the Year, I think he's definitely.
But Kirby, when you look at that, well, not as much France, but when you look at La Rochelle's 2 Heineken Cups, if Aldred wasn't in that team, they would not have won either of those. Especially the one in Dublin. That guy I think he made 7 turnovers against Leinster in the second Heineken Cup final that they won. 7.
Yeah.
Listen, so I mean,
I will be honest. I do agree with you. He has been a class player, but I'm just saying for this time, for this year, for Player of the Year, you have to put him into the talk right now as it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a different discussion. Yeah, it'll be a different discussion July time, but right now.
And then, of course, the second row, you've Flamand and Miafu, and the two of them complement each other because Miafu is the battering ram, the big carriers, big guy, 6'6", 23 stone or 22 stone, impossible to stop. And Flamand is just that all-round operator, great at tackling, great in the line-out, great in the scrum, the kind of jack of all trades. But, look at Ireland as well. I mean, a couple of our players were awful. And I read the Irish Independent, one of the big rugby newspapers here, they were giving players 7s and 6s. Doris probably was our best player. That's about it. Everyone else was average at best at 5. I thought Prendergast was awful. He threw that intercept try away as well. We were on their line. And, some of the forwards didn't pitch up. I didn't think Van der Vlier had a stellar game. Nor did Tyke Byrne. Joe McCarthy obviously got the yellow card for one of just the most blatantly stupid acts I've ever seen out of a rugby player. Why he did that, I don't know.
Before you converted to being a Scottish supporter, do you think the players were proud to let 3 of their senior players go on a game that was like that?
They can't have been. I mean, obviously Murray and Healy came on when the game was over, so there's nothing they could have done. And when O'Mahony went off, Ireland were 3 points down. Between that 20 minutes, without those 3 minutes, we conceded to 20 odd unanswered points in 20 minutes. But that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I mean, full credit to France. France were brilliant. I mean, that's the type of performance where they'd have beaten anyone in the world with that. But just not good enough from an Irish point of view at home to be getting embarrassed and bullied and just slaughtered like that.
I mean, yeah.
Shut up, Jacques.
But talking about France and everything like that, we need to go on to some news. I mean, what's very disappointing for me is how France won, but they still moaned. I mean, here's the picture of the pont getting carried off. But if you want the head coach calling for your head, it's a bit much. I know I haven't done anything wrong there. I sleep well at night. I mean, you said that was Andrew Porter.
Andrew Porter.
and
Yeah, but
reporter.
the thing is, was that intentional? I don't know. I was watching, I think it was a guy called Egg Chasers on YouTube, where he broke down the incident that uh, had him go off. He says most likely that should have been a penalty, but there wasn't anything malicious in it. And he says,
No,
but
but
if you're gonna go into that, say where it was a penalty, he says there were so many rucks from both sides, not just Ireland, but France themselves, where players were ducking their arms in and leading with one arm to come in for the rucks. And he says whether he's Ireland's arm, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Doris or someone. The hand was out. He said it probably would have affected the roll, but the roll would have still been there. Would had Dupont's legs still been there when the roll happened? It wasn't a croc roll. It was just the way that the momentum went, um, which I think was a very good breakdown. I haven't seen anything from Uncle Fester. I don't know if Jacques, you've seen anything regarding that, because I
No,
know that's going to
not yet,
be
but
something. We'll keep an eye out
but
for
I've
that.
no,
I've
but
asked him. I have asked
Yeah.
him to
Yeah.
to have a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bit difficult to kind of turn around and go like, yeah, that was malicious. To me, it didn't look malicious.
No, not at all.
It just it looked like it just a bad roll of the ruck, and unfortunately, the punt was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and ended up getting injured.
yeah, well, I can understand the point of view because I've got a very passionate rant about this from one person in Scottish. Uh, remember, Cummings was sent off in November for a very similar incident against South Africa, which was
Yeah,
extremely harsh red card at the time. But I don't think it's intentional. Players don't anymore, at least. I know New Zealand did it to O'Driscoll in all five, but they don't go out and intentionally injure other players.
that was a bit of a
Fair
different
enough.
era as well.
Yeah, but fair enough. If it was given a red on the field, I just said, looking back at it, I think it's a 50-50. You know what? I just said fair enough. But to then cite it, both of them, and the site commissioner says, no, we're not going to cite it, and then put another application in. It is a kick in the stones, really, because they are just essentially saying Byrne and Porter have deliberately done this at that point. It's
Boom, there you
wrong.
go.
And as Porter said, and I'm sure Tyler Byrne is the same, they're not going out to intentionally injure DuPont or anybody. And Porter said how he messaged him on Instagram, how he had a talk with him on Instagram as well. It is wrong. They also tried to cite Calvin Nash, which is, I think, is undermining refs a little bit because Nash was given a yellow and then the off-field bunker gave him a yellow because it was a yellow at most. It was a passive tackle. It was falling back into it. There's no force in it. If you're trying
I
to
mean,
undermine
yeah,
refs as well,
we did have a little quick mention about that before we started, before Jacques joined us. Like I even said when I saw that incident, and I was like, okay, when I saw the team, I'm like, okay, cool, that's probably just a penalty because there's a lot of factors into that tackle that cause a bit of a head contact. And I mean, I do understand we have to protect head contact, but there still needs to be a thing called a rugby incident. Mother trucker sniper, sorry, my dog. And I do think it was maybe a little bit too harsh. And then when I saw Bunker as well, I'm like, that has to stay yellow. But now the fact that France, even though they won and they got themselves to the top of the log and they've pretty much put Ireland third, is crying like they want it even worse. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're not going to get any more points. What's happened has happened. You're not going to be able to reverse someone's injury. You're not playing against Ireland again for this year.
yeah, it's
So
immaterial really
yeah,
because France. It's not as I said. It's not like France could get any more points. France have their own destiny in their own hands on Saturday in Paris. I don't see it. I don't see why they're so committed. Maybe it's sour grapes. Like Galtier was out in the media during the previous week talking about the James Lowe try 2 years ago. And he talked about how the game in Marseille last year, where Ireland copied France, nearly cost him his job. Whether he does have a vendetta against Ireland or not, I can't. I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, but
Yeah.
maybe it's a build up of results and bad results, and he's like, "Oh, I want to do these guys in as much as I can." Even though, as we both said, it's not like Ireland can win by 150 points against Italy, and it'll mean nothing if France win in Paris.
Yeah. But I mean, while we're talking about it, let's just quickly discuss the games coming up this week. We have Italy hosting Ireland. I do think Ireland's going to come back and win. They need a win with the bonus point to put themselves in first. And then we also have Wales hosting England. The way Wales have been playing, you could see England win, but I very much doubt it. Unfortunately, we're going on to, I think, 17 games on a row, which I think is a bit hectic. And then we got France going up against Scotland, and Scotland could upset the apple cart. Whoever wins in the first games of the day could win if Scotland can cause a bit of an upset, which maybe we should hope for, because then that gives it back. If England wins, then unfortunately Six Nation winners aren't going to face South Africa. If France or loses and Ireland wins, then Ireland's going to go to the Springboks. And if France wins, then France is taking on the Springboks. So, as I said last week, whoever wins the game next week is pretty much, last week is pretty much looks like they're going to win the Six Nations. So we're going to have to see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, well, like start off Ireland, Italy have regressed since last year. I think that's quite clear to see in the Six Nations. They were good in the first half against England. They scored some nice tries, but they wilted away in the second half. Same against France and same against Scotland. Expect more of the same, really. I think it would be close to half time. There'd be a score in it, but then Ireland will pull away in the second half and come out. Wales, England, I think Wales really looked quite good against Scotland, especially in the second half. Of course, Blair Murray had that try controversially disallowed. They finished 6 points losers. Just got some nice tries, nice build up. If Wales can bring the same intensity as the first 65 in Cardiff against Ireland and the last 40 in Edinburgh, they could upset the apple cart, because I don't think England are all that good side, but not unbeatable. But I am going to stick with England. I think England have narrowly come out, but I think it'll be like the Ireland game. Wales will be fired up for it. Wales will be up in the last 20 minutes and run out of steam. And France, Scotland usually do produce one great Six Nations performance, but even if they do, they could still lose. France play like they did in Dublin, and they'll beat Scotland no matter what Scotland put up. I think narrowly, I think France will. Again, France could even be behind at half time, but in the second half, I'm after breaking something.
Whoever plays the full 80 minutes is going to win in that game.
Yeah, I think France is more. I think France will win, because I think France just have that quality edge over Scotland. Even not their B game, but I think even if France were to bring a B game, Scotland would still need to bring their full A game to win.
Yeah, but just thinking about, unfortunately, even if he was going to go down, it looks like Pond's not going to go play against New Zealand. And
no, he can't. He can't. He did his first year. That's 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, they said 8 to 9 months.
So that takes that out. However, what I think Wales needs to do, and I know this is going to sound very, how can I say, shallow and probably a bit backhanded, and I do apologize to any Wales fans. I think what they need to do is they need to go play against like Chile, Uruguay, and like Namibia or something in that mid-year tour.
Namibia is going to beat them. Be careful. Joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Uh,
Joking.
I get that because I mean maybe
Break the
pay.
loss.
I think with the thing with Wales is the affordability, and of course they have to go to Uruguay or Chile or wherever. I don't think they can actually afford to really. They might go across Europe. I know Ireland are playing Georgia, Portugal, and Spain. I wouldn't be surprised if Wales did something similar. Maybe play Romania, Spain, and Germany, or Belgium, Netherlands, or someone like that. I
Take
wouldn't
on
be
Portugal.
surprised. Yeah, maybe Portugal as well. I mean, not many Welsh players are going to go on.
Portugal has been playing decent rugby the last
Yeah,
couple
well,
of
Portugal,
years.
yeah, they deserve it. They've played more Tier 1 tests, I read, since 2023 than they had for the previous 25 years before that. So
I mean,
I think,
And then I must say,
I think
that is
they're, I
something.
think, yeah, I think Portugal are penciled in to play both Ireland and England in Portugal in the summer. They're
I
definitely
think
playing Ireland. I think they're playing England too.
that is something the smaller nations need to try to do more often.
Y-
Is make contact with the bigger nations and organize a tour. Play a
Yeah,
country like
sure.
South Africa, Namibia, small countries, and then one big one,
but
Yeah,
that's
just
what
to
I
sure. I
get
say.
your
mean, that,
test
if you
experience.
look
To get your
if you look at Namibia are playing Italy as well. I know that Spain are playing Ireland, so are Georgia. Portugal have us in England. I'm not sure. I think England are going across Europe as well, so I think they might be playing the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken, as well in Holland. So there's a good few of them, and they won't be playing full strength teams to the point that where they'll be getting absolutely hammered. They'll be playing these sides that they can really physically come close against. Like obviously Ireland and England will have a lot of players gone on the tour anyway. Same with Scotland. I don't know what Scotland are doing. Wales, I agree, probably need to go. I'd say across Europe they'll go play Holland, Belgium, Germany, Spain, because Wales won't have many travel. I think Jack Morgan will go, Derry Lane might go, but they'll have two or three only gone. And just go play them, should beat them, but just get a bit of confidence, get these guys, these young guys, winning at test level, because a win is a win at test level, no matter who's whoever it's against. You win a game at test level. Just get some
No,
experience into them against playing fringe nations and build them up from there.
that's why I said it almost feels like I'm giving them a backhanded idea and a like a bit of a backhand, not compliment, but this and everything. But I think they need to break this hold that they have, and I think they're too much on the hold. And I believe once they do that, they can actually break it, and it will probably be good for them.
Shock. That's family friendly. That's meant to be family friendly. I hope you're on about cats, Shock.
No, he's on about the
Actually,
dog scratch.
I
Yeah.
just realised that I thought that was one of my mates texted me that until I went and looked at it properly.
I
Yeah,
was
no, no.
actually must I send you a picture of my toe? I got stepped on this weekend.
I
It's
stubbed my toe.
purple.
Can I send a photo of that? It's a bit red. I need a plaster and a glass of warm milk.
I can send you what my
With a
ankle
little
looked
bit of
like a month ago. Yeah, but yeah, I think we got some ideas. Hopefully, someone over there listens to our ideas and actually goes, you know what, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, this week no
Listen to
URC.
the paddy jock. Listen to the paddy jock.
Yeah, I'm going to a baby shower this weekend. Woohoo. Let's look exciting. So it's in case someone from my company is listening. Yes, I'm excited. to accompany you function as well at the same time.
What a load of nonsense! What a load of nonsense! Baby showers there. I feel like Roy Keane saying this to the most boring things in the world. You know, who do you think? And who do you think it's going to be? What do you think it's going to be? A boy or a girl? I don't know, man. I think a zebra is going to come out of the balloon.
Yeah.
5 hours for one fella to pop. No, 5 hours for one fella to pop a balloon. I don't see the entertainment value of it. Sitting there talking to a bunch of people you don't like. Just like, oh yeah, how are you? My cat got run over. Great. Anyway.
Yes, I can.
I've got rugby matches today.
Yes. Can you get your girlfriend to video them? We can put them on or get someone to like.
Jacques, gotta look good for the gram now, mate. Okay, got some good photos for the gram.
I think he's having internet problems again.
No, I can. I do actually have internet problems.
Not first world problems, third world problems.
His voice is being silenced. Free Jacques to this 2024, 2025.
I was going to say, bro, we're already at 3 months into 2025.
Time zones. Do you know what I mean? We're still stuck in 2024.
Time zones don't work with years. Like, I'm 35, I'm 36, I'm 35, I'm 36, I'm 35, I'm 36.
It's already been my birthday this year as well, which makes it even less reasonable that I would still say it's 2024.
If you were here in South Africa, you wouldn't be able to drive yet or drink.
No, I would. I'm 17. Can you not drive at 17?
No, you have to be 18. You have to be 18
you can drive
to drive.
at 17.
Oh, you only learn
can drive at 17 here, and you can bus drink at the age of 7. So I guess we can do both of those things.
Okay, we can also drink at 18.
Oh yes, of course. Never drink under the legal age, kids. Especially at Paddy's weekends. Do not drink. Just stick to the apple juice.
If it's green, say no.
As a responsible young man myself, this weekend will be quiet. I will stay inside my house and only consume orange juice.
Okay, as long as it's not because it's against Italy. Anyway, guys. Yeah, I think we need to call it now. I just got a notification. My water's about to be cut off. Yay!
No showers for Kirby.
I need to go shower. Otherwise, I need to wait until I go to work tomorrow to shower, which is not going to be fun. So, yeah. But yes, guys, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Share this community. Let it grow. Dara, thank you for at least gracing us from your sabbatical in Rome, even though you should be in Rome this week to go watch Ireland play. But anyway, we won't hold.
I didn't organize the trip.
Unacceptable. You should have said, but Italy's playing against Ireland next week.
I'm going to Germany during the November internationals. I mean, if anyone's playing Germany, I might go watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna probably just have to go sit in a bar or restaurant and watch, because I think everything's down this way.
I can drink. I can drink in Germany. Legal drinking age in Germany is 16.
That's because it's the birthplace of beer. Actually, that's where you get most of the good stuff. I don't even enjoy SAB beers.
Viva la Deutschland! Viva Deutschland!
See, this guy can't even make up his mind which country he's going to support after the Ireland lost.
Rugby, it's Ireland. When it comes to rugby, it's Scotland. When it comes to the football, it's Germany.
I'm saying nothing.
Say nothing. Jacques, it looks like you're about to pass out as well. We would still like to know what happened with your results. Hopefully we can post those up next week and go like, look, he's so good.
I'll
We're very proud of him.
Yeah.
I can send you a link of my video because I'm on YouTube.
Yes, you are.
If you want to watch it.
Man,
not just man. My rugby games.
I'm going to criticize every single decision he makes, whether it's blatantly obviously right. No, Jacques, what do you mean? That wasn't a clothesline around the neck, and he didn't pick him up and punch him 15 times. Never even a penalty in it. Game's gone soft.
Let me send it to you right now.
All right. But anyway, fellow champions, let's leave it at that. Go well. Stay safe. Cheers.